Hello and good evening, guys, and welcome to Are You Brave Enough? I'm Amy, your host for this evening, and I am joined in the studio, Andy, very shortly, and Danny once he's finished work. Tonight, we don't really want to know about where we are in the location we are. We want to know what you are actually from spirit. But don't forget to tune in to Trudy's Psychic Tarot Kent after the show. Right, let's get on with it, and we'll bring Andy and Gary on. And please don't forget to share, send your likes and shares and that lot to us. Okay, here we go. Hello.
Evening. Have you got the right teeth in?
How are you?
I'm all right. Bless you. I'm fine.
Already.
Bless you. How's your week been?
So, do you want to tell us anything about it? It's been okay. It's been okay.
Good.
Okay. How about you? Has it been okay?
Yeah, it's been good. Been pretty busy this week with bits and pieces. We was out on investigation last night at Inglefield Green. That was really good, like seance and ghost hunt. Really good. Really interesting thing to do as part of an evening.
Yeah. No, I heard it was a really good night. Do you want to tell us some of the things like that?
Yeah, of course. Well, what we did was we decided that we were going to do a sort of kind of sitting around the table like live seance as part of the evening. So we did it in a sort of a Victorian style. So that was really good, to be honest with you. We blindfolded the guests around the table as well. So that was quite good. We pickpocketed them. No, we didn't. So it was really good, to be honest with you. It was a really good night, and the venue didn't fail to perform like it always does. It's a strange venue, that one, because it looks really ordinary from the outside, almost boring, but locally it's known as the Haunted House, and it's a pretty good reason.
You don't judge a book, but I've learned that one with locations.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it is. Yeah, but it just really looks like nothing. It really, truly, just looks so ordinary. But great location. Enjoyed it.
Oh, brilliant! Well, I don't know where Gary's gone. He's disappeared. So
well, I know where he is.
He's skiving on the job.
Yeah, no, that's right.
But he's not on screen yet. He's disappeared.
Well, that gives. I mean, he'll be back in a minute. I know that he had a couple of tech issues, but it gives me a good chance to talk about the event that we've just made live tonight. So it's kind of the one that a lot of people have been waiting for. Dreamland at Margate on the 26th of November. Yes. It's live on our it's live on our website now. It's literally gone live about 10 minutes ago, and I've seen tickets going for it very quickly already. So if you're going to want to be part of that, please do it very quickly, because I think it's going to sell out. What a great place.
Yes, so if anyone wants tickets for Dreamlands, you best get the tickets really quick, because they are going to go really fast. And I myself, I'd love to go as well.
Well, you know where to go to get a ticket.
Yeah, I know where to go. Ghost Hunter Tours.
.co.uk.
Have we got any? Yeah, absolutely. Have we got any more news recently?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of
locations.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's some quite exciting news coming up, and we're probably going to be able to announce it next week, to be honest with you. One of the things that we do is that we're constantly looking for new locations and new venues. As you can imagine, it takes quite a long time to sort of, get these places booked up, because quite often they've not done events like this before, or they've never encountered people that want to do these events. So it takes a while. I think our record's been about 8 years to try and get into a location, to be honest with you. But there's a location, but there's a location that we think is going to come up. We're hoping to do a contract with them next week, and we've been trying to get that one for about 4 years. So we can't say too much about it at the moment, but it's something really special. But it's down our part of the world.
Wow, that's amazing. Pardon?
Yeah, it's down our part of the world, sadly, for you.
Oh, look who's back.
Hello.
Well, he's hopefully. Here he is.
Dear me, I'm having a bit of technical problems here.
Yeah.
Batteries. I need new battery. Hang on, let's turn it upside down that way. Can you see me? Yep.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay.
Yes, we can see you.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
a shame
want
this
to
bloody
tell
thing.
us a little bit about?
I can't
Do you
even.
want to about what you want people to talk about?
Oh.
Well, he's gone again.
Oh,
What we
okay.
want to, yeah, he hasn't got a lot to say tonight. What
No.
we're hoping that you do tonight is that we don't really want anyone to try and guess the location of where they are. Okay, although that is significant. What we want you to try and do tonight is try and guess or pick up, not guess, sorry, pick up psychically or using your gift what you're feeling from the location. Okay, it's a very significant location where Gary is. Not in his car, obviously, but he is in an area that's like pretty famous. But it would be really, really interesting to see what you guys pick up rather than trying to guess what the area is. So we're sort of kind of turning it on our head this week, to be honest with you. So,
Hello, I'm back again.
here he is.
Hopefully, for the final time, I won't leave you again.
Yeah,
We're having a lot of technical difficulties.
It's open.
I think it's because I'm in a very active area. So I'm going to blame it all on the spirit.
I've explained to the ladies and gents watching that what we want them to do, not about guessing the location, but the significant events and things that they're picking up about the location. Can you hear me, Mother? Out of interest, is anyone? I know. Out of interest, is anyone actually feeling anything about where Gary is at the moment? We're sorry about this technical issue. Is anyone picking up anything about where he is?
I think his car's a Faraday cage.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I think he might need to get out of the car.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. So, is anyone feeling anything, or what's going on there? Actually, Tony's just said Sean said is the car
Tony.
haunted.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what I said. I was just putting it up. Shell says, "Poor Gary, is he near a churchyard?"
What are you feeling then about the churchyard? Because we're not going to give away what the location is.
No, exactly. Hang on, wrong one. But that's what I was at. No, it's moved again. Right. Diane says, sickness, it's like a sense of disaster.
Okay.
That's what she's picking up on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a disaster in the true sense of, like a plane crash or something like that. But it is a pretty terrible thing that happened there, to be honest with you. So not a bad starter for 10.
Right.
Sorry.
And hang on.
Who's got fish and chips?
Hang on. Me. Isabella says murders.
Interesting. Why do you think that, Isabella?
Absolutely. And Lynn has also said a murder. There's been a murder.
Yeah, Taggart. Yeah, that's not too bad. So what are you feeling about the murders? I'm not going to confirm or.
No, we're not going to confirm anything just yet. Shell's put lots of bodies and a cross. So that's what she's picking up with churchyard.
Okay. Yeah, not bad.
I think about the location, so.
Yeah.
And it's Gary again. And Julie says he seems to be in a very dark place.
Right, I can hear you guys now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Yes, we can hear you.
Right, okay.
We were just seeing what people were picking up. It was
Cool,
your
okay.
brief interactions.
So what people have come up with so far, mate, is that a couple of people have come up with a disaster, sickness and disaster.
Okay.
A couple of people said murders. So we're
Right,
not
okay.
we're not confirming or unconfirming, if that's the right word. Anything.
One way or the other. Yep.
Yep. Yep. So that's
looking at me now. Fucking hell.
yeah. So Lynn Bishop is saying hangings.
Right. Okay. Well.
Yes.
Yeah. There's and a lot of things that have come up already. That's quite true. What a lot of people have thought. So that's all good. We're on the right path.
Isabella says, I thought one, but you said murders. So then does that mean more than one?
I don't think I said murders at all.
It was me, I think.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There is a very infamous incident that occurred exactly where I am sitting now, but it's quite unique in the history of all things murderous. The actual murder was quite gruesome in its execution. So, obviously, I'd like to see if people can pick up what that could have been. The other thing is actually the character who actually committed the crime was caught in a very unique way. So if anyone can pick up on what that could possibly be, I really want to test all you guys watching in terms of your skills in being able to pick up from areas that we go to. And this is a great test because, as I said, I'm in London, but it doesn't matter what part of London because I'm not going to confirm or deny that either. I mean, we have murders in London every week. So murder in London isn't a unique thing, but this particular murder and the events around it are. And also there is something quite unique around the actual person who committed the murders. So I'm really interested in whoever can come up with information for us.
Lynn's mentioned hangings, and Julie Connolly has mentioned more than a single death. And Donna has mentioned sadness due to loss and sickness.
Okay. I guess all those things are sort of like fit the bill in a way.
Right, I've got a couple of interesting...
But I want people to be a bit more specific. I'm looking for names. If anyone can throw out any names that are relevant to this, because it's also got a sort of like a celebrity type thing around this as well. So that's a little clue for you. But it's the names and dates that are really going to be the tell on who can actually get where I'm at. Okay. And I can say right off the bat, it's got nothing to do with Jack the Ripper. All right, so I'll throw that out there. That's nothing to do with him. I know he's meant to committed a lot of murders, but he only done 5, didn't he, or 6, and that was it. No, go on.
Are we able to have a look round, or is that going to give too much away?
Well,
yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm trying to see what I could really show you. I mean, it's just leaving the car. It's pissing down the rain out there. Here's a street. Look, I don't know what that can tell you, but let me tell you, since I've got here, ever since I literally pulled up, I have had one issue after another. It's almost like I'm being guided not to.
Okay. Right, while Gary's frozen, Von's mentioned kidnapping and children crying.
I'm back now. Did you hear that, what I was saying?
What about everything being broken?
Hello?
Hello, yes, we heard about everything being broken. Yes.
Yeah. Hello?
It's so bad, isn't it?
It is.
Right, let's have a look and see what people are saying, shall we?
Yeah, Julie's saying, I'm getting 3. Ellie's mentioned getting a big female presence.
Yeah.
And Yvonne's saying kidnapping, children crying.
Okay.
Jackie
That's
wants
good.
to know, what is the question? There isn't any questions. We're looking for answers.
Hello.
Diane
Oh,
mentioned there was shots in a Land Rover.
no, I think
And
that's East London.
Steph, hi Gary. Yeah. Stefan says, I'm seeing. Where's Dan? I'm
Hello,
seeing
Dan.
men wearing
Evening.
armour.
Men in
Hi, you're right, my
armour.
lovely.
Okay.
Back from
Very
work.
good. How are you?
Yeah,
Hey,
we're all
mate.
Good,
cool.
thank you. Right, Chloe's mentioned children and babies crying in fear.
Right. Okay. Well, I can't confirm or
Right, I'm
deny
just
any
trying
of
to
that
read a few of
because
these
I'm
to
here
see
for
what other
one
people, because we've got
specific
quite a
thing.
lot of comments.
But maybe Dan.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. You froze.
Right.
Hello?
Can you hear me still?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
No.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, right. Roy's mentioned peeling skin off bodies.
Interesting.
And, yeah, Jackie mentioned I'm picking up disembodied murders. Laura says stabbing. And oh, I've gone too far. Sorry.
That's
Um,
okay.
It's all right. I'm having. He's back again.
Yeah, Julie Connolly saying she's feeling very sore around her neck.
Okay. Trudy says I'm getting a modern 20th century, and I'm getting fairly recent, like 70s and 80s. Shell's
No, it's
mentioned
before that.
Sweeney. Well, she put Sweetie Todd, but I think she means Sweeney.
Yeah.
All right. And Lynn says, why am I saying Westgate?
Westgate. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's got any relevance to that. Sandra Baker said the Cray brothers, not those guys.
Right. Stacey says, first time here, but I'm feeling something about paper and writing. That could be quite interesting.
Yeah, it could actually. It could.
Yeah, and Shell's mentioned abortion.
I think
A lot of
that's
people are mentioning
interesting.
was some.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah. And Isabella's also has mentioned someone was hanged.
So Von Hunter is getting number 186.
Yes.
It's interesting.
186. Okay. So I'm still scrolling down and getting 186. Chloe says smell of burning flesh, but feel this was more branding with an iron rod than from a fire.
Ooh, that's got to hurt.
And absolutely. Debbie says a serial murderer who killed gay men and cut them up and put them down the drain.
Ooh.
Ooh. I bet he liked dogs and cats. I bet he was nice to animals.
We're still getting lots of people hanging, but our first name, Stefan's come up with a name with Christy.
Okay. Cool.
No, and Julie's talking about the 60s, the 1960s.
Okay.
Gary, is the number 186 relevant?
186. Not that I can think of.
Not that I've seen either. I'm just searching.
But Dan's your man. Dan's the man. I did bring my my iPad to see if I can look up things as we go along, but that doesn't seem to resonate. But let's remember, I'm here for one specific reason and one horrific crime. But that's not to say that other activities didn't occur in this area. You know, I'm sure many different things did. But I've had to move my car because, and it's literally only across the road, but I just was not. I had a full signal, but every time I tried to do something, it kept breaking the phone down. As I said before, I've broken two tripods trying to get this camera set up and everything. The boombox I brought just doesn't work, and yet at home, as soon as I turn it on, it connected to the phone. Now it doesn't do sod all. So there's a big jinx around this place, I'm guessing.
So
Absolutely.
earlier on, someone, I think it was Roy, come up with skin peeling. Now that's interesting, isn't it? For this.
Well, there
Yes,
is
right.
something very interesting around that, and if I can find it, I might be able to bring something up on screen for you guys. I'll look. Yeah, Sod's Law. A minute ago, this was working perfectly, my iPad, with everything on it. Now it's all vanished, and it's exactly what I was going to show you. So I do apologise, but yeah, there is some significance in that. So that's a brilliant pickup, really.
Yeah, that was good.
Very good, very good.
Absolutely.
I'm going to see if I can try and
Julie
reconnect.
mentions, was a knife involved?
Well, I'll imagine there was. I don't know the specifics of this murder. As I said, it was quite an unusual.
Was there something to do with acid involved?
Ooh.
And also, the name Sarah keeps coming to Joanne. And Sean is picking up on a diary kept from 1955 to 1960.
What are we getting? Are we getting any good hits, Dan?
So 1950s, not quite.
Yeah.
The knife is going to be relevant, of course, based on some of the evidence that's come through. What are some of the other things? Acid is quite interesting. I'm just looking at that one now. There's something around that. So I'm going to have a look at that one in a bit more detail.
What about the like a few people have got kids and abortions and things like that? Is that relevant?
I haven't seen anything about kids just now. How do we? There are children, but it's not significant, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Stacey is saying something about the paper isn't about writing, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm wanting paper in my hands, maybe to make a cigarette. Interested to know if that is of any relevance.
No. What I was going to say, that the children can be quite relevant because not terribly far from here was another set of baby farmers like Amelia Dyer.
Ah.
Okay.
And that obviously they would have been quite close to this area, although not specifically outside the location I'm at the moment. But that's the only thing that I can tell you around children and babies, because as I said, when I was researching Amelia Dyer some time ago, these two women did come up. So maybe that's what someone's picking up on. But we've got a few good pickups so far.
Have you got?
I would like to see come up with names of things.
Have you had your Paratech running?
We have had a few names with the name Sarah, and we've had the name Christy or Christine. Trudy said, I've just been given a rose with blood on it, so maybe someone pretended to be someone or pretend to be like them. Or pretended to like them. And Julie's mentioned it's a notorious area.
Again, in terms of someone pretending to be someone else, that's quite true case actually. So that's quite an interesting pickup.
Something else that's really interesting about the rose there, Trudy, is instead of a traditional gravestone that you would expect when someone's buried, the significant person here had a rose bush as their gravestone.
Ah, okay.
That's interesting.
Brilliant. Great up, Trudy, as ever. She's so good on this.
So Yeah.
Yeah, another gold star for Trudy.
Yeah. You mentioned acid bath.
No, not again.
So,
Not that I'm aware of. But again, you know, if Dan's picked up something that's relevant,
Not
okay.
acid bath, but there is. It's an alkaline based drug as opposed to acid based drug. So there is like a chemistry involved here as well. So you know we're close to that. Not quite the whole cigar though.
yeah. Someone I've just seen someone picked up saying about the murderer wasn't English.
It's very good.
Is Fred or
Actually,
He
Tom
hasn't got
relevant?
no
was actually
volume.
English.
Okay. Yeah,
So
and Charlie.
that was quite good.
You're getting some
We've
good
got
stuff
names
tonight.
Charlie, Tom, Fred. Fred's coming
No,
through
again,
strong.
they don't resonate with any information I've found out. But again, I
No,
bow to Dan because he's got a bit more information perhaps at his fingertips than I have.
Fred, I can't see as irrelevant.
Tone,
No.
I can't see my in list coming through either, no.
Well, yeah, possibly some connection to an area.
So
Is
to
Mary
to go
relevant?
to go back, Roy mentioned earlier about peeling skin.
Yeah.
I've just been doing some digging around that. One of the corpses was identified by a bit of peeled skin.
Exactly, and that's why that was a really good pickup by Roy. I mean,
Yeah, it was
it's
good.
so good, you know, when he comes up with stuff because it's sort of like right there. That's exactly one of the key factors in this whole case that convicted the murderer because of that. So that was a really good pickup there.
Is the murderer in question medically trained?
Um,
And
I-
Dan said drugs, so that means poisoning. Well, I don't know that.
So medically trained, yes, is the answer to that question.
but not recognised by the English Medical Society.
No.
That's the fact.
No, but is medically trained, yes.
Yes, there was some history of that.
Dan, I guess
Yeah,
it'll pay for a
looks like
striptease.
looks like we're getting really close, doesn't it?
Yeah, back to alcohol again, and a local pub is significant. Elizabeth, Sal Steve Heathcote saying, and Alfie, Albert, is that some sort of relevance? And were the victims poisoned? Isabella saying, through person, I can't even say that. So tongue twister that one is poison people.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's gone again. And late 19th century, early 20th century. And also, are you near Madame Tussauds? I'm getting mannequins.
No, we're not in that area. Oh, sorry, Gary's not in that area.
Carly, I would just like to go back to you for a second. You mentioned Alfie, Albert. Could you extend what are you connecting that name to? So just to get a bit more information from you around that name, because it'd be interesting. Like I can find some relevance, but I just want to see if there's something specific.
Carly says,
Female murderer.
I hope that wasn't me cutting out. Person didn't use their real name, and Roy's mentioned battery acid keeps coming to mind.
Yeah, I seem to
And
have lost
Julie
you guys
says
again.
a female.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
Yeah, we can hear you. Female murderess, Julie's mentioned, and
You're back again. Can you hear me?
Skellingtons, Claire's mentioned. Yeah, we can hear you. So, going back, Roy mentioned battery acid as well. And some sort of acid was ingested, Julie's mentioned. And Steve mentioned Albert Docks. And Carly says, hang on.
That Albert Docks.
She's just hearing.
Sorry, that Albert Docks
from
might be
Star.
relevant. That Albert Docks might be relevant. Depending on
a really bad connection here, it seems.
we can still hear you just about.
Names Anne and Joan by Lynn.
And it's got nothing to do with signal. Right, okay. But what we would like, and it's great you're coming up with all these lovely things, but can you give us specific dates? Dates we want dates, and we want specific names. And these names are not the normal Fred, John, or Barry. Is anyone there?
Yeah, no, we can hear you, buddy.
Yeah, we're here. We got early 1900s, and this is interesting. She says, I'm thinking that people thought the murderer was nice, but he wasn't.
Right,
which is quite interesting. And Julie says 1965. Oh, hang on.
Right, I don't know if Dan can answer that about anything that was ingested.
So I'll go back and have a look at murderer thought they were nice but wasn't.
That could
90. We're getting different dates coming.
Lots of dates.
So early 1900s would have some relevance, absolutely. Carly, earlier on, you mentioned Alf being the start of the name. Alf Rudd is someone who's relevant to the case, I would say, but not anyone really specific that Gary's mentioning just here. Albert Embankment, yeah, we said about Albert Docks, which is not far from the location. It's a decent way, but it's not far either. So there could quite well have been some connection to those docks. I'll have a look at the Jewish bit, Jewish relevance.
Sorry, Von. I didn't. Sorry, Von. I didn't see your thing, but yeah, I don't know about. Is there a Jewish relevance?
Not that I can see.
Was there something to do with eyes specifically?
Oh, Laura, that is pretty decent. So the person that we are talking about was an eye specialist. That was the nature of doctory, or one part of the doctory that this person worked with. So yeah, eyes does have a relevance there. We'll find some more information on that as well.
That was red hot, that one.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, so it's mentioned the month September. And Isabella says, I think the murderer died early 1900s, maybe 1905 to 1910.
Interesting dates, Isabella.
Yeah.
Sal had the month September, which is a good month to be mentioning. Absolutely. There is relevance to the month September as well.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh,
Back again. All right. Yeah.
We've got 89.
Right. I don't believe that has any significance to this, but there again, Dan is most probably in a better position at this moment to confirm any of that stuff.
Not 89, no. Haven't seen anything specific about that.
No. Veronica's getting the name Mary, and Isabel mentioned the Old Bailey.
Right, okay.
That's relevant.
Laura says, I thought 1910.
What'd you get there?
Around so.
Oh, the Old Bailey is relevant.
Old Bailey is relevant. Yes,
Yep.
it is. 1910 is a good date.
Oh wow, okay, spot on. That was brilliant.
Did the murderer go by different names, or was it hard to pronounce? I wouldn't say it was hard to pronounce, but maybe a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, but he also had a sort of partner in crime whose name was quite hard to pronounce. So that could be what you're mostly picking up on.
Yeah.
For sure. So, you know.
Isabella's getting an H name, maybe Emery or Harold or something.
Wow,
Like
that's
that.
quite.
And Tony's meant suffocation.
Again, I can't confirm or deny the suffocation thing. That may well have been part of it. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Charlotte's.
But we are getting a lot of really good information coming through. I've got to say,
Yeah.
I'm impressed with what a lot of people have come up with.
Michelle,
this is way out there, but taxidermy, not here, not near a museum. So taxidermy, not near a museum.
Right.
Roy said,
I think
my head's
Trudy's
going
come
mad.
out with some good
East
stuff.
London connection, whatever that means.
Right. Okay.
Oh, connection.
there's some really good stuff
Roy's
coming
mentioned
forward.
lots of deaths.
There is, honestly, and again, you know, there's some really bang on information coming out, which I don't want to give correct answers to at the moment, because it will then lead other people to go off and Google what's related to these things. But some of the stuff that's coming out is pure gold. Let me tell you, it really is. That people are picking up on these things where as close as I am. And the other important thing in this area and this particular location, residents are still feeling the effects of
He's gone.
right of spirit actually interfering with their day-to-day lives, and this is still carrying on to this day. So that's why we're looking at this venue, because it is still very active. And I was hoping, when I'm running the paratech in the background, I'm going to look at all the words that it's spewed out over this time to see if there is anything relevant to what we are trying to investigate tonight. But guys, you've been brilliant. Let me tell you.
Roy, model looking lady, very good. There is a picture I can see which would definitely resonate with a lady involved in this case. Absolutely. Lots of death, I'm sure. Double-barreled name from Julie Connolly. Yeah, that's a very good shout out there. Body parts in jars could have been possible. There's nothing specifically referencing it that I can see, but it could quite well have been there. The rose with the blood could be a marriage with murder too. Trudy, spot on.
Murder, yeah.
Laura, I'm getting the feeling of having a hanky put over my face to stop me screaming out.
Okay.
Gary,
And
is the
Franz
actual house?
November the 13th.
Gary, is the actual house still there?
No. The actual original building is no longer there. That was demolished.
Gotcha.
But as I said, the people now living in the properties that are on that location are the ones that are experiencing all this paranormal activity and sightings of spirit and things going through their properties.
Can't you go and make out you're going to read their meter and go in there with the paratech?
I'd like to. I've got the thing going in the back here, but I've got a feeling it's to do with the electrics of the car more than anything. So, but yeah, no, I'd love to, mate. Again, I'd like to go and do that one up in Enfield as well.
Yeah,
that would be a cracking one to do. But yeah, no, we're
lounged
honestly,
out.
we are. I've just been looking at some of the things people are saying, and they are bang on, man. It really is quite impressive that people have been able to come out with such perfect information, really. But I'm not going to confirm or deny it yet. But guys, let me tell
Yeah.
you, some of you are spot on, and it's brilliant.
Do you know what sort of stuff the people that are getting the paranormal activity are getting? Are they getting sort of apparitions and things like that,
Yeah,
Gary?
well, what they're getting is actually getting, they're seeing like like dark figures just wandering around either in their properties or just outside their properties where no one could possibly be walking. Um, you know, lots of, and this has been going on over the years, and the local paper is always reporting on every couple of years they're reporting on people saying, look, we've got this happening, and no one's doing anything. Yeah, so it's still, as I say, still going on to this day. So, and that's why I guess, you know, things here haven't gone so well. I don't know. It's just really strange. And
Yeah,
I've been here before we've done this. I came here
Isabella wants to know
before.
what's going to do, American or Canadian. And
Well, again,
September
you
the
know, there's
23rd.
some possibly good information in that, but I'm not going to confirm or deny at the moment. But yeah, thanks for throwing that out there, because there is some correct information going on. But then I've seen, you
Trudy's
know,
put.
lots of other people come out with some brilliant stuff as well. So yeah, throughout everyone that's sort of watching, loads and loads of you are giving us good, proper information that's relevant to where I am. So know that.
that's a good one. Just come up on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trudy's got a ship connection.
That's what Gary's having
Right.
tonight. Oh no, a ship.
Shit connection. Man,
Von
honestly, you know.
Hunter's mentioned. Von's mentioned Hawley RV Crippin,
Right, okay.
and Diane's mentioned Charlotte Bell has just said he killed me.
Right, okay. Well, you know, what can I say? I think too many people
Right.
now have
The
come
name
up
RV is
with
important.
You're
yeah,
getting
yeah.
you
A lot. I've got to say it now, actually, because too many people have come up with the name. It is actually Crippin,
oh
whose house I'm actually sitting outside of.
oh my
So,
god.
all
You
you
hear that?
guys,
Yeah.
what's that?
You when you said the name,
Yeah,
it literally you had a big tech issue. I mean, it would have been great to have EVP running then, because you might well have got something. But I mean, literally, when you said cripping, it just tried to kind of almost eliminate you.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well,
He's doing it now.
I've had so much aggro since I've parked up here in sort of technical ways and whatever. And again, I'm getting a bit of a headache, actually. I thought that was because I'm getting wound up with what's going on, because I wanted this to be so perfect. And as I said, I researched it all day, what was going on, looking out for names. Pull up here, and as soon as I pull up here, everything that I've been set up earlier has just gone down the drain. Nothing's worked. Not one solid thing has worked.
Oh my gosh.
You know, so
Um,
that was really
as I
bad.
was trying to put this up, that noise came up again. Ask Gary to say the name again, please.
Right. Okay. Well, the location of the infamous Dr. Crippen, who murdered his wife, and the
I'm liking this.
am I here?
You're back now,
Hello.
mate.
Yeah.
Mate. Try calling out to him.
Hello.
Try calling out.
Hello.
Oh
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, not again.
Hello.
no, we can hear you, mate.
Gary?
Gary, can you try and call out to him?
Gary? He's gone.
Gary. Oh my days. I don't think somebody wants him to talk
Wow.
tonight.
That was really special.
Yeah.
That was that was impressive.
Completely gone.
And completely blank.
Sorry, Arch.
It really doesn't want him to talk.
Can you take him out and try and bring him back in, see if it fixes it? We really want him to call out.
Hopefully he'll come back in.
I think it'll be very interesting if he can call out.
Di's put, that was exactly what happened with Amelia Dyer and JTR. Connection lost.
That's Jack the Ripper. Come on, Gary.
Von, we was talking about Mr. Crippen, Dr. Crippen.
So Trudy had a really interesting thing about a ship, didn't she? That was a really good thing.
Yes, she did. So,
Dan,
do you want to talk a bit about the history? Like,
yeah.
Put me on the spot.
Let people...
So, where...
Because then we're coming right to the end now anyway.
Yeah,
so.
do you know what? There's been some really great stuff. Lots of people have come through of it. So, Hawley Harvey Crippen, usually known as Dr. Crippen, he was a homeopath, which is where the kind of connection to medicine comes along, but wasn't officially a doctor, but was recognized as Dr. Crippen. Ear and eye specialist, medicine dispenser, which some of you picked up along the way as well. He was originally born in Michigan, so obviously abroad. Travelled over here, the ship connection. He used ship to travel over here at that point, and visited several countries. Was in Camden, which is where
Hello.
Gary is. Look, there he is. He's back. So Gary's along there. Was notably, I guess, caught as part of a number of different disappearances, but his wife was one that was most significant. You talked a lot about the drug connection, and there was some speculation around a particular drug he was using on his wife as a depressant, but accidentally gave her, or the story goes, accidentally gave her an overdose. There are several connections to bodies or parts of bodies that were found, but never the whole body recovered.
Never the head.
One was talking about like things in jars and containers and stuff like that. That could well be because it was never recovered.
Someone mentioned something in jars. Yeah.
We talked a little about newspapers and diaries, and there are, of course, relations to diaries and newspapers and specific dates that are being kept. That skin was absolutely amazing because that was what identified this murder.
Absolutely, yeah.
Old Bailey we had, which is where he was kind of sentenced to his execution by hanging, which was...
The ship thing's even more relevant, though, Dan, because not only did he travel over here, but it was the way that he was caught. I'll let Gary talk about that.
Yeah, because, again, this case is fascinating for many different reasons. And I was going on to say about the murder, because, first of all, he drugged her and then decapitated her and cut her up in pieces. So that was quite unique because poisoners normally poison and then try and get away with the murder, blaming it on something else. Then his capture was really interesting because obviously he set sail for Canada on one of the ships of the day, and he was actually the first criminal to ever be caught by wireless telegraph because the captain recognized him and his girlfriend, who was dressed as a boy, which is where disguising yourself comes in, and he sent a ship to shore message to Scotland Yard, who then reacted by flying over to Canada in time to arrest him as he come off the boat. So that was quite unique. He was the first person to ever be captured in that way. And then the final thing was he was actually hung less than half a mile away from where he lived, which is quite unique because I'm sure when he was living there, he didn't think I'm going to be hung down the road in half a mile down the road. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a very, very strange case. I mean, the murder was quite The murder itself was like just a poisoning, but the actual way he disposed of the body was quite horrific. You know, you're dismembering the whole thing. And although he was a doctor, he wasn't a doctor of medical. He was a herbalist.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So he wasn't a credible doctor as we, go and see our GP. He was just someone that dishes out herbs, which is there's a guy in my flat that does that, but I think that's illegal. But yeah, so there we go. So I'd just like to thank everyone that really put in the effort to come up with all this fantastic information, because I would have put money on it that you guys wouldn't have actually clocked where I was. And that's why I didn't want to focus on the area too much, because I watched last week and we focused too much on where you were rather than what actually occurred where you were. And that's the more fascinating stuff that we find. And, tonight clearly shows that. So thank you, everyone. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back.
We deserve to give Laura
Absolutely.
a help.
Well done, everybody.
Laura deserves a house point, because she said Madam Two Swords earlier on, and we just said no, and then she just come back and just said,
picked up on, did we?
Yeah, and of course, like she just said that he said so. A house point there, Laura. Well done.
Yeah, he did have a Waxworks museum of himself. Be good if we could get hold of that, wouldn't it? For we want to try and start collecting artifacts as well. So that would have been a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
So
we'll
see. But yeah, so thanks everyone. You've done a brilliant job on that. And again, as usual, Amy and Dan, fantastic, good stuff.
Yeah,
and of course, Andy down there.
Thank you. And don't forget, Trudy is on after the show.
Yes, and Trudy done brilliant as well, didn't she? Again. Between her, Roy, and quite a few others.
And don't forget, Trudy's on after the show.
Yes. Well, I won't be heading over there. I'm going to go and get myself something to eat now. I'm starving, but
I'll be heading over there.
Absolutely.
yeah, you will. But yeah, no, it's brilliant. I'm sorry about all the technical issues, but I truly believe it has something to do with where I am, because, as I said, I only live round the corner from where I am. Yeah, and I've never had any of this technical problems whatsoever, and it just seems to be when I pulled up here, everything went mad. So,
absolutely,
all in all, great job.
That, I mean, when you named him, that was impressive. Right. The way you got blanked out.
Well, I then went on to try and explain about his murderous ways, and then I got cut off again. So. I think there is a malevolent spirit still there, whether it's him or some previous, fiend or whatever. Because like I was saying earlier, I'm here purely to discover the Crippin connection, and we've done that very well tonight. But I'm sure in this location, because also I'm right next door to Holloway Prison, and you came out with Mara Hindley. She was housed in Holloway Prison.
Someone mentioned Hindley as well.
Yeah, no, they did. And that's right. I mean, if I put the camera out behind me, right behind me, just there, it's Holloway Prison. So, that's why you might be getting other bits and pieces coming through. And what I might actually do is, do an investigation at there sometime and see what names we can get up.
This is too weird.
Gary, as soon as you mentioned Myra Hindley's name, your connection did exactly the same thing as before. Exactly.
Oh, really? I've not seen this, but I'm going to have to watch the video back.
Yeah, you will.
See
you
what
really
happens.
are.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Mate.
all these evil buggers are in cahoots together, aren't they? Clearly.
Yeah. Right, guys. I'm going to have to say. I'm going to have to say goodbye, and it's the end of the show. So everybody, do not forget, it's Trudy Psychic Tarot Kent after the show, and I'm off to do the Demon Files. So,
brilliant! We'll have a good one. And again, thank you, everyone. Smash up the old likes and share. And we'll hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Love you lots. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.